jumped in on this project, and I don't know which way I'll post these videos. But the fuel pump it's only coming on when I've got the terminals jumped in the diagnostic port in the engine bay. So I'll get into that a little bit later and figure out why. There's some funky wiring that probably has something to do with it, but the real reasons why I got this truck so cheap, why it's here, and why it looks kind of half disassembled is because the front end is. The timing cover is leaking a ton. I think I might have said this before, but when you start it up, and I was doing this on starting fluid earlier, it shoots a stream probably the size of a pencil out the side of the front passenger side of that timing cover where it meets the block. I'm hoping it's not a cracked block. I'm hoping it's just an incorrectly sealed timing cover. And the transmission is no good. It will not stay in any of the top gears, first or third. I never tried fifth, but first or third, it would not stay in gear. It just pops right out unless you hold it with your hand. So it came with that spare transmission. That's part of what we're gonna do. But the first thing I wanna do is get this oil leak sorted out, because I can't even start the thing up enough to let it run, to move it around with the way it's gushing out oil. That's why there's cardboard underneath it. And I need this lift spot. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about this timing cover. I don't think I'm gonna change the water pump or the oil pump or the timing cover when I do this. I'll have to see if the guides on the timing chain, sorry. I'll have to see if the guides are broken on there. I don't know. This long block's supposed to only have 20,000 miles on it, so I don't think it would be. But I need this lift space to work on my truck. So I am going to try to get in here and keep it as quick as possible. I really do not want to have to remove the oil pan. I really think I do have to get those. I at least got to take the bottom two bolts out. I'm not going to take the head off. It's already partially disassembled. I'd say the most of the easy work has been done. So for now, it's just the rest. I'm gonna get into it. I'm not really gonna do like a full in-depth how-to since this is my first time doing the timing cover. So there's a ton of videos online. And now that I'm looking at it, I think I'm actually missing bolts already, which does suck. I'm fairly certain there's supposed to be bolts right there and there. So I may have to get new ones. They may be in the back of the truck. I don't know. But the first thing I'm going to do is drain the radiator, get these hoses off, get it out of the way. Someone already took the front off. That way I'll have better access to all the timing cover bolts. And then I will probably get it at top dead center and start pulling. I'm going to try not to remove the distributor, but I think I have to because of the bolt that's underneath of here. I'll get the power steering out of the way probably. If I don't have to remove that, I won't. So let me just get started on this. I've been putting this off for a few days and I really got to get it done. Might be in the way. Guess I'll move that. Take two. Other heater coil might be in the way. Snake it through, but probably going to pull that off. Probably gonna pull the other heater core line off. Alright, this thing, somebody put some gasket maker in conjunction with the OE gasket. So that's what's all stringy hanging off of there. Whatever. Okay. So, a couple things. Main reason we're in here, there is a bolt down underneath the camshaft and the distributor gear. It's underneath all that. So, yeah, what a pain. I'm going to have to pull out this little rubber guy. I'm going to have to pull the distributor, and then I should be able to get to that bolt. So I will probably set this thing to top dead center right now, and then pull the distributor, and then see what all I got to remove on the power steering. Okay, there's one more thing that I wanted to show you. With the valve cover off, you can look down in there and you can see the timing guides are not broke off yet. There's one over there. You can see it right down there, the top of it, and then the other one right there. They do look to be plastic, but this does look like a new long block to me. I mean, I don't see any buildup or anything in here, so I do think it's a new long block, and I think I'm not going to change them out. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me, but we're going to leave that how it is. So I've got the engine set to top dead center. The firing order is 1, 2, well, the spark plugs, your cylinders are 1, 2, 3, and 4. One starts at the front. I traced the plug wire, and I'm just double checking it right now to right here. So I've labeled it as 1, and then when I pull the cap off, the rotor is pointing at number 1, maybe slightly advanced, which is probably fine. So that's where that guy's at. And then also, if you look down in here, my timing marks, the 0 is set directly to the little notch in the harmonic balancer, and I painted that with silver Sharpie. So we're set at top dead center right now. I should be able to pull the distributor and then get it back in. I am not going to be messing with any of this. It looks like there is, I think it's just an alignment dowel on the camshaft, but I don't think that matters. I feel like typically there is supposed to be, oh, you know what? There is a little dot. Might be hard, I'm just picking the camera up. But take my word for it. There's a dot on the sprocket up here for your timing chain. And typically that corresponds with like a darker or a different colored chain link. But I guess maybe if it's not an aftermarket one, it wouldn't. You'd just be responsible for timing the engine and setting it up correctly. So let's keep going. I don't know if I got lucky or what, but my Ryobi impact, that little tiny guy, was able to loosen up the bolt there on the cam and the harmonic balancer bolt. That one's completely hand loose down there. So I just took the bolt out for the distributor, and I should be good to pull it out now. Oh yeah. Okay. There it is. I am just setting stuff aside on somewhere that's not that clean, but clean enough. And I'm trying to stick all the bolts back where they came from. So distributor bolt's gonna go right back on there. Yeah, there's no play in that timing chain. So I like that a lot. I think I can take out the rest of that bolt and then work on taking out all of the timing cover bolts. Take a look at the bolt you're trying to get to from the top. I did not need a puller, at least yet. Yeah, I did not need a puller for this. Came out with the impact, and then this little guy came off pretty easily. So So now we're looking at the front main seal down here and the oil pump. Now's the part where I should probably drain the oil on the engine. I forgot to do that earlier. And there is still oil in it because the previous owner dumped a bunch in before I got there just so we could try to fire it up. So let's just drain the oil. Here's the diagram I made with cardboard. Anytime I do a new job, I try to make a template. It's pretty rough, but there's a video online from Sixth Car Garage. I think he's a Toyota dude. That was pretty helpful. So I just sketched it all out. He wrote in the lengths of them, the thread pitches, the torque specs on everything. So I labeled it all out pretty good there. The only ones that are missing would be the 2 oil pan ones from the bottom. I'm going to try not to remove the water pump or my oil pump. So I'm going to leave those on and see if I can pull the thing off before doing that. So a few things I noticed when I was pulling this out. I am missing at least 2 bolts here and here. The other interesting thing, down here was the major leak. It was right over here. This bolt was about a 1/2 inch too long, according to the diagram online from Sixth Gear Garage. It should be the same size as I think this one should be M10 by 60 and about 2 3/16 inches long. This was about a 1/2 inch longer, and the end of it was all muffed up, and it really had a hard time coming out, I think because those threads were chewed up at the end. So what I'm thinking happened is this just goes into the block, I believe, so I think they bottomed it out. That's why they really never got it to seal over here well at all, and didn't help they were missing 2 other bolts on this side, but this was bottoming out, and I think that's what caused a lot of the leak. So I'll just get a bolt at the right size. I will rethread this. I'll have to get a tap just to make sure those threads aren't chewed up, because there's some funky stuff going on. There's a bunch of goop over here in this corner. I don't know that the timing cover is even any good, to be honest. Somebody may have hammered on it. I'll have to check it with a straight edge when I get it off. The other thing I was going to let you know, there's no way to get to the bolts on the back side. There's 3 more bolts on the back side. I think all 12 millimeters. I have to double check the diagram, but you can't get to them without moving the power steering. So I'm just going to unbolt that and swing it up out of the way so I can get to those ones, and that's what I'll do now. Removed the oil pump. Technically you did have to remove one of the bolts. One was a through bolt, but for the rest of it, I was trying to not remove that because I didn't want to have to replace that O-ring there or anything else. I was trying to be cheap on it. But the big issue is trying to pry this thing off. That oil pump really centers on this crankshaft, and it doesn't allow the bottom to wiggle at all. If you had the oil pan fully removed, I think you'd be able to kind of just pull it straight out. Might still be tough with the gasket trying to pull it in different angles and stick in certain areas. But taking it off, it just made a lot more sense. So that was pretty good, and that crank looks great. Now it's starting to wiggle. I had forgot to take a water hose off, but now it's really starting to wiggle. But it is a compression fit between that oil pan and your head, the head gasket, the bottom side of the head gasket. So it's, I don't know, it doesn't really want to go, it doesn't want to come out that easily, but it is coming off. Oh, more coolant going. Oh, nice. And nick up the crankshaft. That's smart. Alright, that's the first time that I've had it off. Water pump I did not take off. I did have to take one bolt. Ooh. Jesus. Very manly noises. What the hell? This is all coming out of the water pump. But you did have to take one bolt. Go to, I think it's Marlin Crawler or 4x4. There's a website online. Go to that. There's a really good write-up and great instructions on how to do it. There is the corner that I was having trouble with sealing-wise. I don't know. The gasket came off in pieces, but Don't know. Don't see anything obvious issue-wise so far. The hell is it? Oh, those are where the missing bolts are. There's like spider webs and spider eggs in the backside of them. So those must have been off for a very long time. Now, the person I bought it from said they were like starting, they were gonna fix the deal, which is the tensioner for the chain. They said they were going to fix it. So maybe they took them. It just doesn't make any sense. I think whoever put this together when they did the long block never put them in there / used the wrong bolts. That one I got to make sure the threads are okay and get the correct bolt that's not too long. I think that was the main issue that caused the leak. The gasket just couldn't hold up forever. It gave up the ghost after, I'm thinking, 20,000 miles. So the deal with this, I haven't removed the oil pan yet. I was able to get it out without it. You know, I don't think the oil pan would leak. I think I could put a bunch of gasket maker and goop down here. Ooh, it's an old cork gasket. I think I could do something shady with gasket maker on that and get that to seal. But the thing that I worry about is that head gasket up there. I'm kind of worried that it's such a compression snug fit that if I come at it at the wrong angle, because that oil pan is squishing it and pushing me up, it'll crinkle that head gasket at the top and cause the head gasket to fail prematurely or cause a leak up there. I think it'd be better if I remove this gasket on the oil pan and redo that. Just put the timing cover back on without the oil pan at all, so it's not in the way. And then that way when I put it on, you know, same time I do the timing cover, it sandwiches it under there. But that way I'd be able to come in a little bit lower and then go straight up until I hit the head gasket and keep the head gasket perfectly flat. So here's the timing cover, go under, come up and squish it in, rather than having to come in like this and slide across it and risk crinkling it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but the guides on the timing chain look fine. They are plastic. I don't see any issues. I'll look closer to see if they're cracked at all, but otherwise I think they're brand new. I'm not gonna change them. I just gotta decide what I wanna do about this oil pan. It's such a pain with these trucks. Most likely this is where I'll stop on this particular project. Oh, look at that. This is most likely, I think I have to make my own gasket for this guy. It's most likely where I've got to stop for this one, because I am doing the transmission as well, replacing it. So it would be the easiest to do the oil pan and the rear main seal while I've got the transmission out. And that'll be the easiest to lift the engine up, which is what I got to do if I want to do the oil pan. So I got some soul searching to do, but this has been removed. I got to get some new O-rings and gaskets for that oil pump. So I got time to kill, but timing cover's off. That's a big win.